What is up, YouTube fam? Robbie C here, and today we have the Innova Pig battling against the new kid on the block, the DGA Blast. We're gonna see. This is similar feel, similar sort of vibe to the Berg and the range in sort of a puddle top. And I'm excited to see how it flies in comparison because I've heard
she's pretty overstable.
But welcome back to the Butcher Block Battles. Before we dive in, we gotta ask the most important question of the day. How you doing today, Donald? You having a good one?
So catch me if I fall.
All right, so the Blast came out this year. I have seen the DGA guys really leaning into it. Hand feel feels really good. I don't think it's like inherently super shallow, but that may be also overcome by the fact that it's a puddle top. Flight numbers on this are 4204. Brand new little flyer. Should be a great time, but like I said, I've heard it's more overstable than people anticipated it being. So what we did is we pulled out a fresh Ricky 2022 Pig. These are traditionally really overstable on the flight of it, and this was one of my go-to pigs. I knew that it would hold that overstability for quite a bit of time, so it is a pro pig, R Pro, but it felt a little more premium than traditional R Pro. So we're gonna see how these fly today. It's been a hot minute since your boy has thrown one of these fresh Ricky pigs. I have just a stack of them ready to go, but excited to see how this one flies. You guys know how it is. We're gonna throw 5 forehand holes and 4 backhand holes and see who comes out on top. Hole 1, wide open hyzer. We always let the pig have the box because we've thrown pigs before. We know what to expect. Get in the back nice and loose before we get going, and let's see what happens for Mr. Piggy today. Perfect. Right distance is gonna be a little right, but everything skips and sort of filters over this hill towards the basket. Probably wanna go a little higher with it, but let's see how the Blast does. See if we don't get immediate feedback on how overstable this is. Perfect, yeah, I definitely overstable. You could see that it was kind of crashing out as it went, and let's go see how it landed. Blast dialed in perfectly, and the pig also feeling. That was one of those putts that that was left, but that was just one of those putts that I don't know, you just walk up and you're like, there's no world that this disc is gonna go in the basket. It's too much of a gimme. Whew, tough start. Blast takes the lead. Now, one thing that I like here is that our first forehand is a pretty short one that we can kind of put out there, because if this is really overstable, we're gonna be off of the forehand for a few holes, but our next 2 forehands are pretty far. We're gonna see just how much this tries to fight out right off the rip and see if we can capitalize, or if we're gonna be flexing this guy all day. I'll also be the first to tell you that I got a little nervous because we've got a headwind coming at us, which doesn't bode well for the backhand distance, but we're gonna see if we can go a little lower at it. Good news is neither of my forehands were particularly great there. Threw both of them pretty nose up, just pretty afraid of grip locking it into this headwind and having them turn over. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, these were objectively not great. Blast just feels smaller in the hands. The rim of the Blast is, my correct lie? The rim of the Blast feels a lot more fragile than the rim of the Pig. I think one of the things that I really like about the Pig is that as I'm going to throw power forehands with it, I feel like I've got a thick piece of plastic in my hand that I can really lay into and put some power behind. If I'm trying to throw like delicate touch upshots, I could see where something thinner really shines. When I'm really trying to yam into it, I like the thickness of the Pig. That definitely turns people off of the disc, I'm sure. But just in terms of like rim width, I definitely feel like I'm holding more when I'm holding the Pig than I'm holding the Blast. And so on putting in particular, that's gonna feel really awful, and this is gonna have to get close because I don't think I'm gonna be making any great putts with this based on hand feel. We're going headwind basically this whole stretch, which is gonna make it really interesting because we're throwing a bomb forehand into a headwind and then we're coming back uphill and the wind is gonna be a crosswind at that point. That's gonna slam it back down. So should be pretty tough. Let's see what we can do. That's pretty great. Okay, that's right next to the basket. That should be, that's even closer than the first one. Then we missed the putt on hole 1. So blast, let's give it a little more oomph. I mean, we tried to lay into that way harder, but once again, welcome to the curse of Robbie C. I don't really live in a windy city. Like, I just don't. When I go to demonstrate discs, it's always windy. Is Birmingham just the Chicago of the South? We just hold, we wait, we think happy thoughts, wait for the calm in the wind, and it picks up and it said, you challenged me, you're not gonna get there. I am noticing that inside the art of the blast, there is a basket in the wave. Okay, don't have time. That's the wind that we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen, is that just trying to throw a putt into here gets slammed down in 10 feet. And this may be a video that the putting is actually going to sadly determine the actual layout of this. So you can do whatever you want with the actual scores in regards to the information that is being given here. That's atrocious. What are we doing, DD? In a surprising turn of events, the pig is back to even. Blast has the box. I actually am gonna be amazed if I, in this wind, can get the blast all the way there. Uphill the whole way. And this blast is not really wanting to go super far. I will say what's really nice is that shows how overstable it is, because that came out of my hand and I was like, that's a grip lock. But it did fight the whole way. I think if I did the same thing with this pig, I would be between the shed and that basket way off in the distance. Two phenomenal shots. Let's see if we can make some putts. I do think it's one of the really fun features of the hole. If you're playing in tournaments, they don't count this like sidewalk as, or this road as OB. You can skip off and it pretty much guarantees that you're gonna be parked underneath the basket. So both of these, the pig hit it in the air. The blast got the skip shot. -2 to -1. All right, blast still has it. We are definitely going to have to flex it. I will say that as a guy who's been throwing a lot of Discraft plastic this year, I do like that with DGA being manufactured by Discraft, that there is the tooling on the inside. I know some people take it or leave it with the tooling. I've gotten really accustomed to liking the tooling, so I enjoy that there is actually, and by tooling, for those who don't know what I'm saying, there is like words etched and raised on that rim. So I like that I just have like an extra point of contact. So we're gonna try to flex over the bridge and see what we can do. We're up there, but you could see that we tried to start that on Anheuser and it just fought out on us. So like I tried to even start on Anheuser. I tried to get left of that tree and didn't want to over pull it because we just don't know what the wind's gonna do, but hopefully with the pig, we'll be able to see a much more straight line. We're getting small, ladies and gentlemen. No juice in you anymore? Buckets. No worries. I wasn't stressed. Were you stressed? I wasn't stressed. No, I wasn't stressed at all. I thought that pig was in the whole way. It has been a minute since we've had one of these discs go long of the basket. It is 250 to the basket, plays uphill much longer. We're gonna try the flex again, see what we can do. Nope, that's terrible. That is a 3 at best. 4's on the table. This is funny because it's very Saki Bomb Slammer-esque, where like you just, man, my elbow is hating me. We may have to be off of forehands for a couple weeks, guys, because This hurts. Saki Mom Slammer, Ricky literally said he wanted a disc that he couldn't throw super far. And that's what the Blast is reminding me of. This is not going to be a disc that replaces a Pig or replaces a Zone or that overstable putt and approach disc you have. I think the Blast is like short range flex approaches, probably where it's gonna shine. But let's see, Pig time. Okay, that was better. It's still really short, but that felt like it came out a little faster. To try to throw over this and hit the limbs above the basket and just hope it like drops. Honestly, that got really lucky because if that was 2 inches higher, that careens off the top of the basket. And we find ourselves with a really long look. And instead, just 2 pars. Goal is it's just a chip forehand. It's 200 feet right through this gap. Just got to make it between the tree with the green sign and that next skinny tree and push it, let it fade towards the basket. And you can just see that even on this short 200-foot hole, I'm throwing it flat and it's fading almost instantaneously coming out of my hand, which is just wild. Like if that same shot that I just threw was the Blast, it would have never worried about hitting those trees, but I pulled the Pig just slightly. So on a hole like this, where the miss is right, I think this is where the Blast will shine, because this is not a hole that you're just walking in saying, hey, I need like raw power. Like it's a finesse shot. And I think often on these finesse shots, when you step up with a traditional Pig or a Zone, it can feel like I don't want to give it a full shot and then I undercommit to my line. Whereas with the Blast, you kind of can throw a full power shot. It's been really hard on some of the longer holes to get the Blast to do something. I'm not hitting with the Pig as well. And I mean, also that one bogey, to bogey from actually like 16 feet because I went to putt and just didn't read the wind right, I guess. On a pitch and putt like this, I think that you really have a chance for a disc like the Blast to shine, and just know that it's gonna struggle on long holes. Knowing what the disc wants to do, we always end up in the woods because we don't commit to the turnover. So I like this because I get really frustrated on this hole every time, but I've got to learn to throw committed anhyzer. And it slipped out, billion feet. It got lucky. No, here's exactly what's happening. I know what's happening, and it's just a little annoying because I know what's happening. What's happening is my elbow's dropping as I'm coming in, so I can't maintain finger strength on the disc. So when I go to hit the shot, the disc is like running away from me. I'm dropping the elbow. I'm not driving the elbow through and then following there. I'm like here. We're just gonna kind of blast through, pun intended, see what we can get. Yeah, I don't really know how to get you guys on the ground more, but you're in the woods. And it did not go well. Oh! Oh, that was painful. We tried to go up and around this tree and we hit like a branch, crashed down, and then it rolled. We're going to lay that up. Bang, uncommitted, doesn't look good. One hole to play. And I think that on this hole, it should be advantage Pig because whew, this is gonna be a crank to get it there. 300 feet. Stands between the Pig's comeback and the Blasts. I was gonna go like domination, but then I was trying to think of an alliteration that starts with a B. Oh, I mean, that's money. Pig is perfect. Blast is gonna have to go slight in. We hit the ante, it got there. Did it sit because there is a big old hill on the other side of that. This is what we talked about with the rollaway. I am gonna tap this in. I think that's laying up regardless, just so we know like what this has to do, because I think if we can lay this up and get it to sit, we've got bonus golf. Yeah. Woo, doggy. Put your rally caps on for bonus golf. For those of you who never experienced bonus golf, it's quite simple. Welcome to hole 16. This is probably the hole that I score the worst on every single time I play this course. 235 feet is wide open. Should be a birdie every day of the week. We're gonna flip to see who goes first. Heads is Pig, tails is Blast. Pig's got the box. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I'm trash at this hole. That's the wide hyzer we want. Gotta miss the sign. Outside of a big putt, ladies and gentlemen, maybe the last day. It's all or nothing. Oh, that's getting clipped. That's horrible. Oh no. Oh, what am I doing? Oh no. Oh, we sold. We sold. Are we gonna let the Blast lay up for the win? No. Gotta make the putt, Blast. Well, 6'3" frame. We're like practically there. Oh man, this thing's a blast to throw. Really, really fun, really overstable. I think that if you are a chop forehand person, this may be the perfect disc for you. Really overstable, very fun. I like the hand feel a lot. I can't express that enough. I don't like the hand feel for putting, but I like the hand feel for everything else. Berg lovers, congratulations. You have an overstable Berg officially available to you. Well, I guess you guys already had the Berg X, and that's what several of you have probably already commented at this point. But this is a 4-speed, and I think the Berg X is still like a 1 or 2 speed, so it does have some push if you hit the right line. You've just gotta crush it to get there. So thank you so much for watching. What should be, I think, unless something comes out and surprises me, the next butcher block battle will be the Pig versus the Premium Fossil whenever those come out. So rally caps done, Blast on top. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Please make it fantastic for someone else too. But for now, we're gonna leave you with a birdie.